Watch closely. On his wedding day, the groom had a poor young man beaten half to death in front of all guests, yelling he'd left him childless, convinced he was his billionaire bride's secret lover. Little did he know this lover was the bride's legal husband of 3 years. It all began hours earlier, when the man, Anthony, got a wedding invitation. Anthony seemed ordinary, but he was Empire Group's CEO and the feared underworld king, Lord Rossi. He'd hidden his identity to live simply, even from his wife Leslie. Today, he saw Leslie without her wedding ring. Flustered, a bad premonition hit, and his assistant soon brought a wedding invite and a bombshell. Anthony's high school classmate Sean, a clueless gigolo, was marrying a billionaire heiress, Leslie, whose photo was on the card. The truth? Leslie had posed as Anthony for 6 months, spending his money on Sean, making him think he'd landed a rich woman. Anthony decided to crash their wedding. At the venue, plainly dressed Anthony was a laughingstock. Sean and his friends thought the dropout was here to mooch. When Anthony arrived in a limited edition Porsche, they laughed harder, sure he'd rented it. Sean boasted the car was his fiancée's, shamelessly bragging about hooking up with Leslie in it. Anthony's eyes turned ice cold. His car had become their playground. To humiliate Anthony, Sean ordered the crowd to smash the multi-million-dollar car to pieces, then called him a homewrecker in public. Anthony snapped, pulling out his marriage certificate to prove he was Leslie's husband. The guests erupted. Many relied on Empire Group, and offending its CEO's husband was catastrophic. But Sean, blinded by rage, called the certificate fake. A billionaire wouldn't marry a nobody, he claimed. The crowd turned on Anthony, insulting him and his late mother. Sean's men frisked Anthony, snatching his $500,000 tie and finding a $1 billion Rolex with his name. Consumed by jealousy, Sean smashed the watch to bits. They then tore off a pendant, Anthony's only memento from his mother. Ignoring his warnings, Sean's sister smashed it to powder with a hammer, cackling. His mother's last gift destroyed, Anthony's heart turned to stone, only murderous intent in his eyes. He dialed a number, issuing an order as Lord Rossi. Sean and the others laughed, thinking he'd called street thugs. Just then, Leslie called. Sean put her on speaker, and she, unaware, threatened the troublemaker in the name of Empire Group's CEO and the underworld king. Anthony took the phone, cold and calm. "Hi, Leslie." Leslie fell silent, hanging up in terror. Emboldened, Sean ordered his men to break Anthony's legs. Anthony stared at him contemptuously. What if Leslie's not the CEO? Just a liar. Sean laughed madly. Then who is? The room burst into laughter. But Anthony's revenge had only just begun. He would make them all pay with blood for their stupidity and arrogance.